The Target Series is back in action with its 11th race of the season here in Hampton, Georgia at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Mountain Dew 300. On the pole for today's event is Ryan Brommer in the 49, who's outside is the 87 of John Gambit. Then in third we have Derek Hamill, fourth is Landon Lyons, and rounding out the top five is Eli Bright in the 88. Then in sixth position we have Riley Spurley, seventh is Justin Heath, eighth is Jonathan Buford, ninth place will be Jake Galloway looking for two in a row in the Target Series, and rounding out the top 10 is Levi Schoens in the 27. For the rest of the field, we have Anthony Hernandez, who's inside, is second in points, Code Luigi. Then behind them, Mitchell Collins and Sebastian Kukulon, along with Oliver Galloway and Jade Jefferson. Then we have Trey Rainey with Jennifer Buford. Behind them, Michael Cantone, Josephine O'Neill. Then we have Max Anderson and Ryan Taylor. Then Luke Rainey, the winner of this race last season, and then Jason Larkers, who's outside. Then we have last season's champion Adam McDowell, the 16, starting behind the 22. He's also the points leader coming into this race, who's outside James DeCurrigan in the 70 car. Then we have Evan Hunter and Jim Gammett, Danny Lloyd with Blake Petrus, then Roman Fenway and Jacob Davidson, Anton Charles Bois and George Cooper, then William Bullen and Greg Torres, Marcus Sachi with Paul Taylor, Jeff Wright and Marshall Burrell, and then the final rounding out the field starting 41st is Mathis Wilson, number 20 car, starting 42nd here today will be the 09 of Alexander Rowe. That's our starting lineup for the Mountain Dew 300 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's get going with our starting command. And a very, very energetic command to fire these engines up, all these 4200s rolling off the starting grid for our 30-lap event here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Mountain Dew 300. After the last race at Texas, where we had a big crash with most of the field being taken out, Jake Galloway went to victory lane. Will this race be just the same? Will it be just as crazy, or will it be a calmer race? 30 laps to find it out. The race, which will mark a third of the waypoint of this season, race 11 of 33. After this race, 1/3 of the season over. Who can set themselves up for a chase run here in Atlanta? We are Green Flag Racing in the Mountain Dew 300. Ryan Brommer did not get a good jump from the pole. He's actually going to fall back to outside the top 5 by the time they get to turn 1 at full speed. 88 V-lap right gets to the bottom lane of Derek Hamill, who led lap number 1. Now as they come off turn 2, Eli in the race lead. Behind him in second, Justin Heath slides up with him. And now Jake Galloway, last race winner, to the bottom lane with second in points, Code Luigi. Pushing forward Galloway for second as Eli Bright clears for the race lead in the 88 car. He won the first 2 races of the season. Ever since then has been very few successes between then and there, but they are 4 wide further back here. Levi Schoens, the 60, Landon Lyons, squeezing together with the 87 of John Gambit, the 22 of Luke Rainey. They're going to start that by the time they get to turn 1, and we keep it clean and green for now as they come down the backstretch. Oh, contact there, Kukulon sideways in the 6 car. Saves it, comes back up, another 4 wide for a second with Trey Rainey and the others. Trying to get this sorted out now. Can they get down at the front of the field? They're 4 wide again. They're going to get sorted back down. The best Target Series drivers right here showcasing their talent as 2 4-wide incidents get sorted out to 3 wide, and we keep it clean, green and for now. Eli Bright still leading in the 88 car. Behind Max Anderson, going to try clear for a second. Luke Rainey in the 22 car. Now to the bottom lane. Jim Gammett behind him as they come down the backstretch to turn 3. Anderson stays clear. That's what he needs to try and run down the 88 Eli Bright. If a few cars can get clear right here, they could try and run down that 88. Right there, Anderson stays clear for that second position. So he's going to have a great run right here into the 88 V-lap right in that draft. He's staying clear. Jim Gammett for third on Luke Rainey to turn 1. Anderson in the 98 car. Here he comes under the back bumper, the 88 V-lap right. He's going to have a huge run off turn number 2. Does he hang a left? He does, down the back stretch. Trying to get to that quarter panel, get that side draft. But stays in line for now. Jim Gammett keeps the 3rd position. Fenway up to 4th, and George Cooper ranking our top 5 in the 38 car. As 4 in the lead, Max Anderson on Eli Bright. Eli's led most of this race, but now down to the start-finish line. Side by side with Anderson to turn 1. Eli leads the lap on the outside lane. But Max Anderson with the advantage to turn 1. He's going to clear Eli Bright. Move the 98 to the top spot here at Atlanta. Eli back to 3rd as Here comes Roman Fenway in the 07 car, pushing Greg Torres in the 7. In the 05 of Jay Jefferson with the 3 of Jeff Bright. And look at Roman Fenway now to the bottom of Max Harrison as they come off turn 4. Side by side, Greg Torres moves up high, allows Jay Jefferson in the bottom lane. Jeff Bright, as the caution is out, wreck! Alpha turn 4, it's a huge one! Jennifer Buford gets into it with the 04. That's Jason Larker. There's John Gambit, Riley Spurley, to Jonathan Buford, James DeCurligan, and Mitchell Collins. The yellow flag comes out, and the field gets a breather here in lap number 7. As they were 3 wide at the front, Roman Fenway led us back to the caution flag, and we'll see what brought out. So they've wrecked to come off turn 4 towards the back of the field, but there were still a good amount of cars involved. So we'll see what brought out caution number 1 here of this 30-lap event. Well, we talked about these drivers being able to sort this 4 wide out. Well, you can't sort 5 wide out. They are 5 wide here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jeff Buford for a big move there. And there's just no room for, there's barely any room for 4 wide. There's not really any room for 4 wide. Talk about 5 wide, that's what happens there. And it was just on from there. Everyone at the back of the field basically involved except for Alexander Rowan. Look at Jennifer Buford go up there and take a hard hit as well. Blake Petrus in the middle lane. That 15 may have gotten through. But otherwise, that was, man, Jennifer Buford. I don't know what she was thinking there. They were already 4 wide to begin with. And then she makes it 5 wide. And there's just no room to Curligan up into Riley Spurley tube. There's the 15 of Petrus up off the ground. That's the damage he got and all that. There's Jonathan Buford. And Jennifer goes up and slams the outside wall pretty hard there. She spun up into the 04 Jason Larker there. And the yellow flag comes out, and it's going to set up our first restart of the day with Roman Fenway out front. And Jennifer, she had actually hadn't missed until Jason Larker out of control came down into her and spun her around. So that's why actually the 62 got the damage she did. She was just kind of involved there after causing the accident, which brings out our first caution flag of the afternoon. Roman Fenway in the 07, leading us to the caution flag. We'll stay on the racetrack, and we'll lead us back to the green flag here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We will come back to restart a third of the way through the race. It'll be 10 laps down, 20 laps to go here in the Mountain Dew 300. Michael Cantle on the 24 to come down to pit road under the caution flag. Possible loose wheel there or some issue, maybe a flat tire on that car. So that's going to restart him in the 42nd position behind some of these damaged cars like the 28, the 04, the 70, the 11. He's going to try and get by them to stay in touch with this lead field as quick as he can. But that's going to be kind of hard to do. He's going to have to try and pass them on the outside lane. So out front for this restart here on lap number 11, Roman Fenway leads in the 07, Max Harrison second, Greg Torres third, Jay Jefferson fourth, Eli Bright rounds up the top 5, Jeff Bright just behind Eli in the 6th position. So we're back racing, your green flag back in the air at the Mountain Dew 300. Roman Fenway leading the way in the 07 car to turn 1. Makes the Max Harrison there in the 98 staying in line. The first car to break low is going to be that 98 as he breaks underneath the 07 for the race lead as they come off turn 2 down the backstretch. Staying in line, Greg Torres trying to get down there and block Jay Jefferson. Eli Bright in the 88 trying to get beneath Jefferson. Not going to be able to get that done as they enter turn 3. Fenway, the only car on the outside there here inside the top 5. Through 3 and 4, Max Harrison leads. Torres to second. Jay Jefferson, the 05, looking for that second position. Eli Bright, the 88, coming back forward. Down the bottom lane, look at George Cooper. Big move there in the 38. 3 wide for a position inside the top 3 as Jay Jefferson for the race there, Max Harrison. Off turn 2, Jefferson has the inside lane down the backstretch. Here comes George Cooper. Big run the 38 because they're side by side from him. Does he take it 3 wide? Does he stay in line? He stays in line right off the 05. Wells in the 20 car started on the last row, 41st. He's now up inside the top 3. Here on lap number 12. He's looking 3 wide for the lead. Down to the bottom lane. Contact right there. Luke Ray saves the car in the 22 car. Still green flag as Mathis Wells in the 20. Gonna try and take it. And they're sliding up back there. Close, almost contact with Danny Lloyd and Jim Gambit. But down the backstretch. 2 lanes. Double foul for the lead. Wells in the 20. Inching it through 3 and 4. He's going to take the top spot away, but now into Charles Block to the bottom lane, 32 car. Here comes Levi Shones, William Bull, and Greg Torres. Shones blocks the run for the 81 and takes it for himself. To the bottom lane for the lead, 3 wide. Levi Shones now out front with 17 to go. And he's out front, he's going to try to pull away, but here comes William Bull down to the bottom lane, not going to be able to get away. Bullen in the 81 up towards the front of the points list. He wants to get into the chase in his second ever Target Series season. His rookie campaign was decent. He almost made the chase. He's looking for more this season. He's going to lead lap number 14 here at Atlanta. 16 laps of race to go halfway next time by. Luke Rainey to the bottom lane of the 22 car with Max Harrison by now. Harrison looks 3 wide. And William Bullen able to keep it out front for now as they come down the backstretch. To turn 3, Anderson keeps it beneath 3 wide. He's going to get to the second position. And back there, almost contact as Sachi slides up the racetrack. Charles Bois close there, and Paul Taylor backs out, knowing that was going to be a 4-wide mess. They are catching Michael Canto, and the 24 is way off pace, so that's obviously not a tire issue. That's something a lot bigger. Can Bolin get around without contact? He does get around. He barely gets around, but now the slow lane on the bottom. Yeah, Canto is something has to be wrong with that 24. There's just... You can see the 43 trying to push him going, but still the 24 slowing the inside lane. The middle and outside going to try and get around. But still the 24 hindering the bottom lane's progress. And now finally to the middle. He's going to go the inside lane, going to get back going. But a ton of cars have been slowed due to this, including points leader and second in points, Adam McDowell and Cole Luigi. Yeah, they're both on the outside. They're getting the worst of this, but as the back half of the field gets caught up at the front, it's still William Bolin leading, and the front of the field, the whole field's really spread out now because of what just happened. That could be, look at them, 4 right back here trying to get around Michael Canto. They're going to do it, but Canto, obviously this year in that 24 car, something different than what we were thinking, because he's only going 180, still trying to get up to speed, so obviously there's some sort of issue to that 24 car that's not a tire issue. Yeah, we were thinking maybe come down here because of a flat tire or loose wheel, something along those lines, but it's obviously a lot bigger than what we were expecting. 13 to go here at Atlanta. William Bolin leads Max Anderson, Justin Heath, Anton Charles Bois as our front 4. Luke Rainey is right now 5th. But as the front of the field has been spread out, they're going to try and get back together in this draft, this accordion effect. You can see the single file for the front few there. And then they're battling back here. Shones, Trey Rainey coming forward, moving by Greg Torres. George Cooper going to try to do the same there. Some shuffling at the front. Anderson looks low, backed off, but Heath not letting out the gas to the bottom lane through 3 and 4. 0 car going to move to the second position, coming to 11 laps of racing to go. And here come the 2 Penske teammates. Don't count them out. Luke Rainey and Marcus Sachi. They're lined up right now, 5th and 6th. We'll see if they can try and work together to get up here. They're bound for 3rd right now. Anton Charles Bois going to try and get by Max Harrison here. As Luke Rainey has caught the front pack in 5th. He's going to try and move to 4th here down the back. He's right at the back right now of Max Harrison. He stays to the high side here through 3 and 4, using a 3rd lane. It's not going to work out for him. Levi Shones going to move to the bottom lane to break his way inside the top 5. Sachi also goes high as Trey Rainey moving forward the 25 car. He almost won the last race out of Texas. 10 laps of racing to go here at Atlanta. Leading the race is William Bolin in the 81. Justin Heath trying to run down 2nd. Anton Charles Bois in 3rd. Max Harrison and Levi Shones round out our top 5. You can see the tires starting to get a little worn here. They're having to let off just a little bit more, not being able to hold the bottom lane as well as they were earlier in the race. And coming to 9-0, that's going to impact on how the last few laps of this race go. You can see lap times already up into the 28-second brackets. They were running 27 seconds a few laps ago. William Bolin out front at the right time. Can he possibly hold on for 9, now 8.5 laps? He's been out front basically since the restart. And then they caught the lap car of Michael Canto, and he was at the right spot. He was out front. He was able to go wherever he needed to get by. And he got by, he pulled away, and no one's been able to touch him since. Now it's 8 to go. He's still leading, but has a new second place man with Anton Charles Bois. And how about Levi Shones? He's had so much Target Series success. He's going to be looking for the second position down this backstretch. But don't count out Max Anderson and some of the others behind. Now the pack's still very spread out, and that's actually hurting the driver's second. I'm back. You would think if it was a pack, that would actually hurt the second and third place drivers more. But since they're not, as close together, get the draft, they're not going to be able to make passes. You need help to make passes here at Atlanta in the draft. Down the backstretch, once again, Shones still trying to close in on William Bolin, but not getting the help he needs. Bolin doing a great job out front. Shones is just a little bit faster, if at all. Yeah, it's really hurting right now, these 2nd, 3rd, 4th place drivers on back. Now they're lined up single file. We'll see if they can try and run down Bolin here. They have 6 laps to do it. They have to stay single file, though. Single file train on back. William Bolin leading it. Now to the bottom lane, Max Harrison and Levi Shones, with George Cooper also moving low. Anton Charles Bois, Luke Rainey, Justin Heath, Greg Torres, Trey Rainey. How about Jay Jefferson also up here? He has a shot. But we're coming to 5 laps to go. That is a big number for William Bolin, because if a yellow were to come out right now, the race would be over the next time they get to that start finish line. and they are catching Michael Canto once again, the 24, who is off pace due to whatever happened to his car under the caution flag. They have 5 laps to get around Michael Canto, and they have 5 laps to run down William Bolin. I just don't see it happening. That 81 looks strong out front right now, and with those tires wearing down, they keep sliding up. They're still moving all around. I don't see them being able to run down William Bolin and get by him. We'll see if they can prove me wrong. With 4 to go, they are catching Michael Canto, the same place they caught him last time, 1 and 2. Yeah, but this time Canto is just a little bit faster. I think he may have gotten a bump up to speed right there. Now we'll see if Bolin can move low down the backstretch and not get caught. Oh, they're wrecking! This will be the race! Bolin moves low to get by. Anthony Charles gets the second. Luke Ray through the third as the field stacking up behind. William Bolin and the A1 leads them off turn 4 to 3 to go. The yellow flag and a first Target Series victory for William Bolin. 3 laps, 4.5 miles, and he will be a Target Series winner. William Bolin leads the back of the A1 car. A huge wreck off turn number 2 involved Cole Luigi, second in points. Alexander Rowe, Ryan Brummer, our pole sitter. There's Marcus Sachi, DeKurgan. How about Adam McDowell? Looks like he has some damage. There are cars on pit road already. Paul Taylor, all torn up. Jeffrey Buford, Mathis Wells. There's Anthony Hernandez, Jake Galloway, John Gambit. So this was a huge crash there towards the middle part of the field. Mathis Wells the first to go around. And that is it from Atlanta. William Bolin has 2 laps, 3 miles to win a Target Series race for the first time in his career. And this will definitely move him up in the points to be in a points contending position now to try and make the chase. 2 laps to go for William Bolin, 3 miles left. The yellow at the right time, and he gets around Michael Canto. But man, Anthony Charles was coming in the 32. You think that maybe if that yellow didn't come out, maybe it could have been a little different, because that was the closest A1 had been to our race leader William Bolin since he had gotten around the lap car. But it looks like it's going to be Bolin's day. I mean, I say that. I don't want to jinx him, though. We've seen so much happen here to our race leaders in the past. We're going to cut away to show you what happened right at the caution flag that will end the race. Mathis Wells, the first go around in the 20 car, and his day will be done. Here's the reason for the caution flag. Aggressive racing. Everyone trying to get everything they can. Marcus Sachi's up top all the way up against the wall. Wells just comes up. The 12 can move up any higher. Contact into the wall. They go hard. Here comes Ryan Brommer into our pole sitter. He hits hard. John Gambit. And it's on from there. The field's going to stack up. Here comes the 18 Jake Galloway into it. He has nowhere to go, and he hits the 20 hard. Wells up off the ground. Look at... Whoa. Hard hit. Galloway up in the air. Does he go up and over? He lands back down. But Luigi, there's Paul Taylor in the inside wall. And they stacked up on the outside lane. There's Rowe, Kukulon getting involved. A huge crash to end it early here at the Atlanta Speedway. And some hard hits as well. Wells hard to the outside wall. There's Sachi. And here comes Jake Galloway. He's going to get a few hard licks. Paul Taylor to the inside wall hard. There's Cole Luigi. How about, you saw Anthony Hernandez there behind the smoke. He hit pretty hard as well. The caution flag coming out there to end it early as Wells goes hard into the turn number 2 safer barrier. The yellow flag comes out. It ends the race before the scheduled distance. Yeah, there's the one taking his hard contact. And then up there on the top side, they're all getting involved, getting all into it. Cole Luigi, second in points, drives away from the madness, but will be done for the day and might lose his second place position in the points. His down back here is actually points there at McDowell. They were not having a great day, especially since they got stuck behind the lap car. Right there, nowhere to go for Luigi. He went low trying to get by, but the whole racetrack was just clogged at that point. There was nowhere for anyone to go. And McDowell, our points there, also caught up in this. This is interesting for someone maybe a little bit further back in points, trying to close in and maybe try and take the points lead away. Yeah, someone like William Bolin is up there inside. I believe he's inside the top 5 in points. With this win, can he move himself into the points lead? There's all the cars getting involved there. Just a slow break right there for Adam McDowell. We'll also go on board Jake Galloway, the last winner in the Target Series. This time he's up off the ground in the number 18 car. Rackab is in front. He gets involved there. You can't see in the smoke, and by the time he sees it's too late, and then he just gets it hard up off the ground. That's a hard crash for Jake Galloway and the 18 team. However, William Bolin leads the field back to the caution flag, and he has just taken the checker flag. William Bolin wins the Mountain Dew 300 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for his first Target Series victory. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finish results from the Mountain Dew 300 at the Landmark Speedway. 2 caution flakes for 7 laps, one that ended the race early. 6 lead changes, 7 different drivers led laps in this race. William Bowen started towards the back of the field, got out front at the right time, dominated the race, dominated the second half. 17 and 30 laps led to victory lane and to our points lead because of the top 2 points having such bad races. Anton Charbonneau ends up second, Luke Rainey third, Jay Jefferson fourth, and Trey Rainey rounds out the top 5. Then we have George Cooper in 6th, Greg Torres 7th, Max Harrison, Eli Bright, and Justin Heath round out the top 10. There's our top 20. It's a wild Atlanta race. We saw some 4 wide moments. We saw a 5 wide moment. We saw that crash there at the end of the race. We saw lap traffic, everything that happened there. And now 21st to 40th, 30 cars finished on the lead lap. On down out of the race, Michael Canto 2 laps down, 33rd. The issue on that 24 car, we don't know what it was, but obviously it did impact how this race played out, especially kind of spreading the field out there towards the middle part of the race. But the big news is that Adam McDowell, 29th, our points leader, coming into the race. He'll fall out of the points lead. And Code Luigi, 36th, he was second in points. Coming to the race, he falls down as well. Let's now go look at the point standings. A third of the season is down, and here are the points standings after the Atlanta race. William Bowen, his first victory, his first top 5, moves him into the points lead over Adam McDowell, who's 22 points back. McDowell still a solid second, still showing signs of the strength he had last season. Ryan Taylor is now up to 3rd, Code Luigi falls to 4th, and Max Anderson rounds out the top 5. Then we have Jim Gaiman in 6th, George Cooper 7th, Landon Lyons 8th, Luke Rainey up to 9th, and Greg Torres rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20, and our 2 wild cards. Currently, Michael Canto was 11th in points, and Eli Bright, who was 12th in points with his 2 victories. Jonathan Beeford, a win, but he is right now currently 24 points out of a wild card spot. He would need 24 points to get a wild card spot. Look down here, 21st to 40th. Winner down here, Jake Galloway. He has to try and move up. He's 34th in the points. He has to be top 20 to try and use his win as a wild card position. So after Atlanta, that fast 1.5 mile oval, we head to a short track in Richmond, Virginia, the Target 300. I'll see you guys then.